All right, guys. So today I wanted to do something a little different, just for fun. But the grounding, Lori and I are, kind of learning about that over the last few months, and we're interested in it. So we've been watching videos and stuff, just like everyone else. But anyways, so what I decided to do, I'm gonna make a grounding station. Okay, so first, right here, I've got a grounding rod, which I'm gonna drive that into the ground to where it's probably sticks out about waist high. I want to get it like a good 4 or 5 feet into the ground, and it's a copper grounding rod. Next, I have this tester. So I saw a video of a guy. He was wearing rubber sole shoes, and he put the the black pin in the dirt, and the red one he held in his hand. And with the rubber shoes, it was a low reading. And then when he took his shoes off, he got a way better reading. Like it was. So I went and bought one of these too. So we're gonna try that out and see what that's all about. So I got the multimeter right there. Here is my ground rod setup. Drove that in the ground. I'm gonna go a little further with it. I need to go at least a couple more feet down with it, but for now, I didn't have my post hole driver here, so I just got it down in there as good as I could for now, and I got it connected to my smaller copper here. And then over here is my contraption that I made, and those go around your arms, your wrist, and those go around your feet, around your ankles. And then right there in the middle, right there, that connects to right there, and that completes the circuit, and you're grounded. Now this is supposed to, I saw some videos on this, supposed to help with illness and things like that. So we're in the sun, and we got the grounding. And my thing, what I think is you do like we're gonna do some testing. We're gonna use this meter here. We're gonna do some testing to see. I've already done a couple tests, which I'll show you here in a minute. The difference between grounding straight to the ground with just this, and then actually using the rod. The readings, they're pretty dramatically different. So I'm certain that this is actually doing something here. I wish I knew more about what I was doing, but we're learning. I got the multimeter here, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna stick it in the ground right here. Okay. Now you can see right here. Zoom in on that. It's reading pretty much 0. Okay. And you see my feet are on the rubber right here. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my thumb on it. And that reading is 1 point, and it's barely reading, okay? There's not a whole lot there. Now all I'm going to do is move my feet from here to here. Now you can see a huge jump. 210, 211. Can you see that? So that's the idea of grounding. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see what kind of readings we get off of this new little system I made here. Once I put this whole contraption on right here and connect it to that wire, we're going to do another reading. Okay, so let's see what that does. So here's the contraption here. This is for your hands, and this is for your feet, like your ankles and your wrists, okay? And then this is my connector that's going to connect to my ground rod. So I'm going to get this angled the way I want it, and I'm going to go ahead and that through like that. Tighten it all down. So now we've made our connection. We're completely connected to our ground rod here. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna slip these over my feet. Slip them on over. Okay, it's almost like I'm gonna slip these over my wrist. Copper coils. Okay, so let's get the ground rod back in the ground here. Okay. So we're registering pretty much right around 0. Okay. 0.0001. Okay, so now I'm going to touch my thumb. See what we got. Right around 60, 62. Back to 0. 65. Let's touch the ground and see what that does. That's 47. Now, okay, that's good enough. Good morning, YouTube fam. It's Monday morning and we are back in Mammoth. Pretty overcast today, if you can see behind me. It's pretty early still. It's just after 6 a.m. and we're gonna get going for the day, but figured I'd start off the video with a little introduction to the week. So we've got a lot going on down at the airport. We've got a grading job going on, several other smaller projects that are taking place right now. We are in full mode to close up all these jobs before the big weather starts hitting. I know I said my last title was a pattern flip, and it looks like still going to be that. Maybe push back a little bit further than what we thought. But we are expecting, you know, a decent amount of snow over the weekend. So that'll be coming later in the week. And we're just going to keep an eye on things and see how things go with that. But as you can see in the background, the beautiful fall colors on the trees. And Sadie and Bud and I are just out here getting ready for the day. Just wanted to say real quickly, thanks for following, and stick around. It's going to be a fun day. I know I did a little short video on grounding, and I guess probably a lot of people don't know what that is, and it's something that Lori and I are really interested in because we've done a lot of research on this, and you know, it just makes sense, I guess. You know, when you put everything together, all the research, and you know, if you do enough research, you find a lot of things out there that can, you know, contradict, but a lot more things that actually are in line with it. And we've been doing it for a while. We've been trying it. I've actually had experience myself. I've dealt with vertigo and, you know, ear problems my whole life, or not my whole life, but, you know, at least the last, probably since about 2007, I've actually lost hearing in my left side, and I've experienced vertigo, you know, episodes of it, and it's really it's disturbing because there's no cure nobody really knows what the cure is. So we're always looking for natural alternatives to, you know, traditional things that, you know, mainstream medicine, things like that. But the grounding is something you can do, and it's actually you can actually test it, prove it, show it. But I'll just tell you from my one experience that I was having a bout of vertigo, and it wasn't too long ago, and I couldn't figure out what was causing it, and I couldn't get it to go away. And you know, sometimes I'll take Dramamine actually, and that actually does work. That works. It's crazy. It works for the hearing, brings back my hearing and the dizziness, but the side effect is drowsiness. So I don't like to take that if I don't have to. But the one time recently that I was dealing with the vertigo, I took my shoes off up here, and I just, right here in the dirt, you know, just got to walking around barefooted. And I did that for about 15 minutes, and I don't know if it was in my head or what, but I was able to overcome that vertigo, and it worked. It stopped the vertigo. So I from then on, I wanted to know a lot more about it. And recently I actually made my own grounding device back at the house. I'll show you that in the video. I'll probably put together the clips of that. It's not super interesting, but and I've actually modified it since the video, so it's actually a little cleaner and better. But I just wanted to make something and, you know, try things out, you know, because, you know, I've heard the circulation, all kinds of benefits to the Earth's negative charge, right? So you have all this positive electrons in the air with electricity and everything else, and then you have the ground, the Earth, it's a negative charge. So, and the negative millivolts that you can get from the Earth are actually an antioxidant. So, you know, they it's proven. You can look it up. So anyway, I made the device out of copper, and I drove a rod into the ground, and I made some coils that you put around your wrists and your ankles, and you sit there. And I put it to where you could sit in the sun and put your feet on the grass, and you sit there for 15-20 minutes. And I, you know, when I'm down there at the house in Bakersfield, I'll do that. I'll go out there and I'll sit 15-20 minutes. And I mean, you can't say definitively. The one time, like I said, when I got out here and I did the grounding when I was dizzy, that was actually a noticeable thing, and I noticed it right away. And within a half an hour, I was walking around barefooted. I was not dizzy anymore. So that actually, for me, that was what I needed, proven result. But we actually got a little voltmeter, you know, the little testers, the little digital tester, and so we put the coil thing on, and I did some testing, and sure enough, you know, without the coil, you had a negative charge barefoot on the ground. It was a noticeable amount, but once you sat there with the coil around your wrists and your ankles and had your bare feet on the ground, it was double. The negative charge was double what it was without the copper coil. So I'm just doing some things like that. I think it's cool. I'm always looking for something, an alternative. Nobody wants to go to the doctor. I mean, as sad as that is to say, like, I don't want to use modern medicine. I want to go back to what the Indians did, what, you know, before man came and basically made a solution for everything. You know, that's, you know, nature has all the solutions. Look behind me, everything, just the beauty of all of this, you know, can just change your whole mindset. And I'm a firm believer that nature has all the answers. We just don't know how to harness them all, or we've forgotten, we've lost that that technology, or whatever you want to call it, that, you know, the ancients had. So I'm very interested in that kind of stuff, and some of my videos may start showing more of that. So I hope it doesn't bore you guys too bad, but we'll still keep on with the work and all that good stuff. And like I said, snow's coming, so I want to get some really cool footage this year with the snow. I hope you guys will enjoy what we do this year. We've got you know, quite a season planned and lined up, you know, so hopefully the snow does its duty and brings it, and we'll have a lot more of that up on the roofs, and all that hand kind of removal that we did last year, along with all the heavy equipment and everything else that everybody loves. So it's coming, guys. It's not far, and we will be doing that soon.